And then the question remains, why should we in the West care about Pakistan? And there are a couple reasons, and the main ones being that we share a collective guilt in what is happening in Pakistan. Um, the West's pollution has led to record floods in that region. That there are entire villages in Pakistan that have been wiped off the map due to these floods. And yet they're not even one of the bigger pollutants in the world. The states are, India is, yes, China is. Yet it's the Pakistanis who are suffering. It's the people in Laos who are suffering. But there are more reasons than just the pollution. One thing is that we prop up their government. They have a military-backed puppet regime that is a dynastic government that is doing whatever it can do to hold on to power. And when it's trying to hold on to power, it's willing to do anything. Right? It's backed by a man named Asim Munir, who is the general of the Pakistani army. He heads the Pakistani army, and he's in the pockets of America. And he's what led to the arrest or the ousting of one of the most beloved prime ministers in Pakistan's history. One of the most beloved people in Pakistan's history. And that's Imran Khan in 2023. And this was at the behest of the American government because Imran Khan was asked by America to stop doing trade with Iran, with China, and with Russia. The main one was Russia at the time. And Imran Khan said, look, I will do what's best for my people because that is his mandate. His mandate is for the people, by the people. And that wasn't okay with the American government, and so they staged a coup to get rid of him. And the current government is doing whatever it can do to stay in power. It has gone so far as to ask the army to turn its guns against the people. And the people were only trying to... It was a peaceful protest, and they were protesting the unjust treatment and unjust imprisonment of Imran Khan. And they massacred them in the streets. They cut the internet. They cut the power. And in the darkness, they massacred their own people. Pakistan's entire history has been full of these corrupt politicians. I mean, let's not talk about the fact that since before I was even born, the same families have always been taking power. Like I said, it's a dynastic government. What happened, I'm going to tell you guys something that is just appalling. After 9/11, America was, of course, on edge. And they had a bounty system. Essentially, it was designed to get people to rat out suspected terrorists. And the bounty were $50,000, was $50,000 per head. And at the time, Musharraf was in government. And what Musharraf did was round up innocent random people and sold them to the American government for $50,000 a head, claiming they were Al-Qaeda. If they had a degree, an advanced degree, and could speak English, and had a visa or citizenship or a way to get to America, he sold them to America. Because America was so paranoid, as is expected after such an attack, that they were willing to pay $50,000 a head. And when they took these people in, they just assumed they were guilty. And when they tortured them, and the people who were being tortured would say, we're not Al-Qaeda, they wouldn't believe them. They would assume that this was a terrorist that was lying. Their own government sold them, and they weren't. They weren't Al-Qaeda. But as long as there could be made a case that they could be dangerous because they have advanced degrees, meaning that they would have some, like, they could make nuclear bombs or something, and they had an ability to get to America, Afia Siddiqui is one of these people who is currently in prison. 82 of these people have been freed, by the way, because it came out that these were not actual Al-Qaeda terrorists. And you should see the horrific torture they've been through. I can't even talk about it on video. And yet, these are the types of government they've had, Pakistan. And finally, they get a politician that's working for them, and he's put in jail because America couldn't control him. So yeah, we do bear a collective guilt. We do bear a collective guilt, and we should care. And by the way, this Musharraf story of him the government selling their own people, it seems like a conspiracy theory, but he mentions it in his own book. It's not a book I recommend anyone read, but this is the type of governments they've had, and this is the same type. And right now they have a government that is killing them in the dark. These people can't afford tomatoes. They can't afford flour. The youth have no jobs because there are no jobs. And yet somehow these politicians are getting richer and richer and richer. Why? And where's that money going? All these donations. Do you know that billions of dollars, billions per year, go to Pakistan from expats, from overseas Pakistanis? And yet, where are these? Where is this money? It's going into the pockets of these politicians. Let me tell you what Imran Khan did. Imran Khan took that money when he was in power, and he built cancer hospitals for the poor that would be free. If you could not afford treatment, even if you were middle class, if you could not afford treatment, it was free. It was powered by donations from overseas Pakistanis. America doesn't even have that. That's the type of leader he was. He planted over 1 billion trees in Pakistan. That's the type of leader Imran Khan was. And America got rid of him because he wouldn't work for them, he would work for his people. So yeah, we bear collective guilt. And it's time we realize that we need to reckon with this. And all I can say is free Imran Khan.